Welcome back, everyone, to the InDepth podcast. My name's Judah. I'm here with Christian.
Yo.
I'm going to jump right into it because the last two podcasts we've kind of we lingered a long time on the intro.
Which is okay.
It's not a bad thing, but it's not a great thing. Today's prompt is how to stay consistent to the process.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
The grind. Consistent the grind.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that? We're just jumping right in then.
Yeah, no, we are sending it straight into the podcast. I am not going to, there's no fluff.
No fluff?
No fluff.
All right, guys, just stay consistent and...
We're going to hit that 30-minute
stop.
marker.
I'm going to look at it right now. Thoughts on that? It's something that I think about a lot. Just because what I'm trying to do is do the creatives, which is music, which is video, all that stuff. And it's daunting because it's not like you can just show up to work and then go home and kind of just like, that's your paycheck. It's like for me, it's like, that's how I make my money, by working hard and getting people and doing the grind. So it's something like staying consistent to the process is an ongoing thing that, I guess I should say thing. I don't know. I feel like I want a different word for that. An ongoing battle of trying to figure out like, how can I work well and do it well, and not compare myself to other people, but like really stay in my lane with what God has put on my heart and what God has put in front of me. I know we have a few of these points right here, but I think the biggest thing is just like, how do you stay in your lane, and how do you like really work in where you're at and not like look left or right at people like your peers or people that are ahead of you. But kind of just stay consistent with, this is what I'm going to do every single day, even if I'm not here at this point and I'm not like at the top right now. This is what I need to do to make it there. So I think we should definitely dive into that, but I want to hear like, what do you do, or how do you kind of keep in the mindset of always staying consistent to what you're doing, keep working at stuff and not like comparing yourself or not getting down on yourself for photography or whatever it is?
For me, it's just not like, I think we've talked about this in the past podcast. I feel like I said it a lot, but we do talk about a lot of stuff, and it just has a wide variety. But like, one of the things I think I've said, or you've said, is like, it's so easy just to like see someone else and just be like, man, why are they there and I'm not there? And that's just not how it works. Like, they took 4 or 5 years of their life to get to that point. And it looks like it might have just taken them a little bit. And sometimes it only took people a little bit because they had so much, like they had the talent, or they were in the right place at the right time. And that's just how it works. And you're like, why am I not getting that? It's just like, what I like to do is whenever I think that, is just like, all right, think of it like logically. They took 4 years to get there. This is my first year doing this thing. It's not going to equal up. And that's just how it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's just like kind of having that mindset for me is like just knowing that I'm not going to be there on day one. It's going to be day, whatever 365 times 4 is.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but
times 4 is, I don't know. I'm not going to try it.
It's just,
it's 1,000 something, but
yeah, it's a lot. But like, it's like having that, like that mindset and having the grace of when you don't meet those expectations is just being like, all right, like, that's fine. Which I struggle with a lot, because it's like, I should be there, and then after I'll step back a little bit and wait, no, I'm not there. I'm not at all near there. But I also think it's important to like see where they are and strive to be that, but have grace when you're not that, because you're not that. So that's kind of like my like thought process on that stuff, and like sports photography is just like knowing that I'm not there. So have grace with myself, strive to be there, but have grace that I'm not there when I fail. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely it's something that it's something that I've become more aware of is like, I think we might have talked about this in a past podcast, I think with Mikey, about how we are like living in a culture right now that's easy to see like the highlights of other people. And you don't see like how long it took to get there, what they had to go through to get there. And it's just like something that is really like needed to be seen is like, if it took them like 8 years to get to that one place, like, yeah, you might be more talented or whatever. But like, I think you have to give yourself, again, with grace, is like, like this will take some time, but like make sure that you're working every single day towards those things.
Yeah.
But don't just be like, oh, like Messi is the best football player ever. Soccer, but football.
No,
I'm saying it. I'm saying it right. I'm saying it right. But like he's the best, and like I just started football. Wow, I'm gonna say like I want to say football because it's accurate, but like then I feel like people are gonna be like football, soccer. Okay, I'm gonna say football anyways because I feel like I'm more
I think
English.
they understand
I feel
it
way
now.
more English like that.
Yeah.
Football.
That's
I'll say
horrible
football. He's the best football player, and I just started like 2 years ago. Why can't I do this or that? And I think it's just realizing where you're at and where you want to go and like making steps to strive in that way. But like definitely fighting the temptation. And I don't know if you feel like this, fighting the temptation of like comparing yourself. Like for me as a musician, I'll look at artists who are like even like young artists who are just going on tour. And like for the first time, or like TikTok artists, and you're like, why can't I be like that? And it's such a hard
Post
thing.
on TikTok.
I know, but like,
Just kidding.
and I really probably should. It's a whole nother debate. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But like seeing people that like do that, and then like I'm still at home in my home studio trying to produce with other people. And it's just like the comparison just is like, wow, like I feel so behind. And I almost feel like I want to say like an encouragement thing, but like something that's really encouraged me is like God has a path for you, and like it's a specific path, and like he's not gonna give you something too early or too late. And it's like kind of like how to like staying in that spot of like God has put me here as a producer in my home studio working with artists, but like not getting paid really for it, but like he has me here to learn. And I feel like then God's like, okay, cool, let's move now to the next step. And it's like, how do I find the joy in this season? And it's like I think that's the biggest thing I'm wrestling with, is like finding the joy in this season, and to be like, yo, like this is where God has me and I'm excited for it. Because I feel like a lot of times like I can, like even today I was like feeling really discouraged. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm doing all this stuff. But like I want to find the joy in this moment of being with my family, of having opportunities and time to work on projects, and being able not to be stressed about all this other stuff. And I don't know, I'm talking a lot, but is that something I kind of want to put that like out to you, is like, have you been able to find joy in this time of things not really popping off, but you're still like, no, God's moving in this way. I feel good about this. Have you been able to find that, or are you struggling right now with finding that joy?
I don't know. I feel like for me, it's not necessarily like joy.
Okay.
For you, it's like the joy, like you're having like or whatever. Maybe like whatever.
You could also say
it is, the
peace.
situation.
You could say
But
peace.
I would say more peace.
Okay.
I'm not like, dude, sick. Like, I have to wait 3 more years to get good at this. Like, that's not me.
Okay.
But like I have a lot of peace. I've said this in the past podcast with like photography. Like I'm starting it up. It's starting to slowly I'm starting to get into the system, and it's kind of opened up. So right now in my life, that's what my life's gonna be looking like. And it's just like, all right, like I don't have to worry about what am I gonna be doing next year for work. It's like I have a general idea of what I'm gonna be doing, and so that's peace for me to know. Like I'm not like stressing about what am I gonna be doing for the rest of my life. I have a general idea of something that could be that. Not saying that is gonna be 100%. That is like that's not necessarily gonna be it the whole life. But there's a good chance that that's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life. So like I would just say like peace. Like I have like the peace in it, in that like time.
Yeah. Have you found peace not knowing like that you're not making full-time living out of that though? Because like right now you're between many jobs, and that's what I think the biggest thing is like you can have joy and peace in where you're at, but like there's also wrestling of just like I am like if you're juggling 3 jobs and your hobby, it's like my goodness, like this is kind of stressful, and like I'm feeling really anxious because I see this person that just does photography and they travel for the rest of the time that they're like hanging out. It's like, why am I working 3 jobs and photography? And like, have you been able to find joy and peace? I think that's where like the biggest thing is like in that moment of I'm not there yet, but I know I can get there, and I know God is directing that. Like, have you found peace in that area?
Yes, but recently it's been a little bit more like, yikes.
Little angst-
Like,
little angsty.
because like I work at a golf course, so it's the winter. It's almost
Oh,
dead
I know.
now.
Well, I work there too.
I
I'm
know.
feeling it. When you're like, you came back and you're like, yeah, they don't need me anymore because it's so slow. I'm like, it's slow. Why is it slow? I need money. Anyways, continue.
But like, yeah, it's like it's November. The time we're recording this, it's November 11th, 11th,
10th.
10th.
10th. Yeah.
Yeah, 10th. Yikes. So it's not like it's getting to the winter. It's getting cold.
Yeah.
All the people are going to another like a warmer state like Florida, or they're just not coming out as much.
Yeah.
Because it's just cold. No one wants to be out in the cold. Cold's not fun.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do over the winter.
Yeah.
So like, it's a little bit like not stressful, but like I'm a little anxious, I guess, a little bit. But like, I'm not like overthinking it. I'm like, all right, just taking like one day at a time. Like, I'm gonna go see if I need to find a new job for a little while and then come back in the spring. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna have, like what's gonna happen, but I'm kind of like just like I'm not like stressing over it, but I am a little anxious about it because I don't know if I'll get called out 3 of the
Yeah.
days I'm working out of the 5, 6 days I'm supposed to be working.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a good spot though, because again, it's going back to just like God has a plan. Like God, I think the biggest thing for me, I feel like this is gonna be like an encouragement time, which I'm down for. But like for me, it's like God, it still has me, and He still loves me, and He still is taking care of me. And I'm just speaking for myself. It's just like that encourages me to be like, even in these dry seasons, of like, yeah, like this winter will probably be a little rough for me too, because I work for a videography company, but like we're not doing weddings in the winter.
Yeah, same.
And like Pen Oaks, I work at Pen Oaks too, but it's like, okay, I'm not really doing much with them probably. So it's like, oh shoot. But I feel like God will use this time, you know, I think He uses the times of rest, where like He can grow us and like make us rely on Him more than rely on our situation, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the big things that God makes us go through trials, is because we need to refocus ourselves. It's always about refocusing, and the sooner you refocus, the sooner God's gonna be like, all right, let's keep going. If you're like, oh my goodness, everything's wrong and everything, and you're like waiting, God's still like, hey, I'm still here. He's still shaking you, and it might take a little longer. Maybe that's what you need. Yeah,
Slap in the face.
yeah. But that's good that, I mean, I think these are questions that like you have to like always just keep wrestling with, especially like doing the creative stuff or doing like a job that's not like, I don't know if I'd say traditional or whatever, but
That sounds right.
yeah. I mean, it's just like you got to wrestle through these times. I don't know. That's all I have to say. Going off of the, I don't want to say like left
First.
and right
Oh, okay, yeah.
kind of views, like, have you taken like measures? Like I've thought about like before, like deleting Instagram and stuff like that. Like, have you taken measures to like keep yourself focused on your path and not like look left or right, or just like create a boundaries area for you? Like, have you done that?
Are you saying for like a specific?
Yeah. Oh, like in general.
Or just in general?
Yes, in general.
Okay. I mean, for me, I've done stuff with like Instagram. I have 15 minutes on Instagram, and I'm like, and then like that's kind of it for the day.
Yeah.
I try not to go on like YouTube. I deleted YouTube. I still have access to it through the internet, but I try not to go on it that much. I only really watch soccer on it. And then like if I find myself going on my phone and like just like looking for something to do, I've like recently in the past week I was like, all right, I need to start like, if I pick up my phone, look at my phone, and like open it up and then go into it and it's like, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? All right, it's like, all right, I'm going to take that time to put my phone down and either read a book, learn Spanish, do something productive with my time instead of just like looking at my phone and just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, what do I want to do? And like, I do that like so much, and it's just a habit of like, because I want to go on Instagram, I want to go on YouTube just to watch something to get, like, entertain myself. But it's like, all right, that doesn't really benefit me in any way. So that's why I don't have YouTube, the app. I can still have access to YouTube, but even then I'm trying to restrict it a lot. It's just strictly sports. And there are a few YouTubers that I'll like watch because they release a new episode, but I try not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, like, with that, like, I don't know, I just, like, try to keep it where it's not, like, I'm not constantly, like, on stuff. And, like, because that time, like I said, like, it kills, it doesn't, wow. Wow, that was horrible.
What a voice crack. Oh my goodness.
Holy God, bro.
I think I'll just keep that in there just for entertainment purposes. Like reels of it.
What was that? Oh, that was horrible. Oh, gross. I hated that.
The cringe moment. Can he recover?
I can recover. I'm going to recover right now.
All right, cool. It never happened.
Yeah, no. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Nothing. But, like, it's such, like, I don't know, just, like, it doesn't kill you, but it, like, just makes you so reliant on other things, such as entertainment. And I'm not saying entertainment's a bad thing. Like, watching movies is great. Instagram, to keep up with people, is great. YouTube isn't a bad thing. It's, like, same thing as watching, like, a movie. Like, it's all the same thing. It's entertainment. And it's not a bad thing, but once you idolize it, it's a bad thing. And then with that, it's just like, all right, we gotta not, like, just not, like, I don't know, not, like, what am I thinking? I'm
Not
blanking.
rely on it?
Yeah, not rely on it, and not just, like, be like, and when you, like what I said, like, the timer, like, I got on it, I scroll through my phone, and, like, wait, there's nothing beneficial for me to do right now. So what's the point in me doing it?
Yeah.
So get off and do something that is beneficial for myself. And that is reading a book. Like I said, learning Spanish or all that stuff is like, all right, this will benefit me in the future. Getting more knowledge. Even if it's reading the Bible. I'm trying to do that, like, even like I'll like have the time in the morning where I'll read my Bible, but then I want to take that time after to be like, why not read more? Like, I have time, might as well read more. Like, I don't have to reserve that 15 minutes, half an hour time to just, that's the only time I read the Bible and the only time I spend with God. That time is kind of, for me, a wake-up time. It's like, all right, get warmed up, helps me get my mind set for the day. And then what I'm trying to do is either if I like don't read a book or I don't do Spanish or I already did those two, all right, read the Bible more. Or even have that before the book or have that before Spanish. Just read it again. Because what's wrong with reading it more?
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, it's not like I'm doing anything more valuable. Like, the most valuable thing I can do is get closer to God. Yeah. At the end of it. That's what it is. Like, that's the most valuable thing in your life, is get closer to God. So, I mean, again, just, like, not spending the time, just, like, wasting my time on things that don't really matter, is what I try to do.
Yeah. I think it's really good. Because, like, even going back to, like, technology and, like, it's, like, scientifically proven that, like, it, like, slows down your productivity just by, like, scrolling like this. So, like, taking those times to, like, yeah, like, either do Spanish or read the Bible or something that, like, enhances and, like, builds you in a way that is more edifying, I feel like.
Yeah.
Than it would be just to, like, hit a like on the next post that someone puts. So that's good. I really like that. I like what you're saying about like, just read the Bible more, and like the best thing you can do is like get closer to God. I feel like that's something that like even I can just make it a checklist kind of thing, but just like taking that opportunity to grow closer to God, because like ultimately like that is what brings true like fulfillment and happiness and peace in life, not over some like success that you get. Like, even if like whatever the heck, any outdoor photography thing gets in touch with you and you're like, you make a couple $1 million, like, you won't be truly happy or
I'll be happy for a little while.
Like, you'll be happy, and like, and don't get me wrong, like, you can't be happy about that, but like, there's a certain happiness that God brings. Yes, that God brings. And it's like, I think in these times, kind of like going back to like how to stay consistent to the process, like, if you are a Christian, I feel like one of those aspects is keeping with God, staying close to God. in the things that you're seeking, in the things that you are searching for, is like relying on God in the times that you either feel weak or insufficient or whatever, like relying on God in that, and then taking the step forwards in like an active waiting on God, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like we've kind of touched even like the comparison can kill creativity.
Yeah, we did touch a lot of it.
We did touch a lot of it. Is there any, we're kind of like spitball now. I feel like, is there anything that you, like kind of going off the comparison can kill creativity, is there anything that you found like, that you compare yourself and like how you've kind of worked through that? Like any photographers or, and I could go ahead with mine if you want to think about that for a little bit. As for me, is like, I think just going with other like creatives and seeing what they're doing can make me like really discouraged. So like I've like stopped watching certain people just because like I can like get too focused on what they're doing and not what I'm doing. And it's like a healthy balance between that. But like for me, it's just been like comparison has really like affected me a lot in areas of just like, I wish I was this, I wish I was that good. And I think it just comes back to, again, just like, and we're kind of just doing loops right now, but like just staying in your lane and kind of seeing like, this is where I'm at right now and this is where I can grow. So I don't know if you have anything to say about that. That was just a little quick little thing about like comparison.
Not really, honestly.
Kind of cool. We're just vibing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we might be done, actually.
I mean, that was a short,
Short one, but sweet.
20, 25 minutes.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
We can end it there.
Cool. Sweet. All right. Well, do you want to do the outro?
What?
You do the outro.
All right, might as well. Got nothing to lose.
Do it. Or I can do it.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Thanks so much, guys, for watching InDepth or listening to InDepth. We hope that you guys will join us next time as we dive into the next topic.
Yep. See you then.
Adios.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this time with us, please subscribe, comment, leave a like, and we'll see you in the next episode.